Well, the girls are back. Someone pass me a paper and pencil, please. I'd just like to get her phone number. Oh, God, these were lovely ladies. They really did have the crowd on their feet. Well, Luigi Seeger there, sharing the 4+4 with another bunch of lovely young ladies. As we wait for the first race to come down to the line, 1-2-5 an open class. There are Traversini, Bartolini, Roncada, Bolle, Cap, Smets and Pastrana. Top 7 then going down onto the line, followed by Hughes, Langston, Ryan Hunt, Javella, Johansson, Dorsch and Eckenbach, top 14. As we look further down the list, the New Zealanders there, King and Brian. Adam Lyons at the bottom of that group. Trevor Cubitt also for Ireland there as well. Altonen, Vevelanum for Finland. Matt Klinger, of course, for Austria, 28. And there's Carl Nunn, 35th place on the grid on the 1-2-5. And he'll be joined, of course, by the man on the 500. That will be the KTM 4-stroke, James Dobb. There is Dobb, 36th pick of the gate. So as we wait for the gate to drop then on He1 of this 2000 motocross to nations. Remember, 125cc versus the open class. This is made up of 500s and 250s, 4-strokes, of course, 520s, Yamaha's 426s. So here we go. 1 point for the win, 2 points for second, and so on and so on and so on. It's the lowest point scorers that go through as the nation's leaders as they get into that first corner. This is hectic. The dust will settle, no doubt. Let's hope everybody stayed on that. Looks like Bartolini, the Italian, that has got the whole shot. Remember, the Italians are the holders of the Nations Cup. And they host next year's Nations Series. Oh, the American Pastrana on the floor. The 1-2-5 rider is on the floor. This is not good. Oh, we've got another problem here. They're all falling over each other. Roncada there, number 4, on the 1-2-5 call up. And Dobb having a tremendous ride. Dobb on the 500. The big 4-stroke KTM. And also, number 3, that's the British rider, Carl Nunn, leaping over the fence. I don't know if he managed to get over that side of it. He's got his bike. Somebody else is wandering around with looks like an injured arm. I think that may be one of his bikes left lying on the floor. But it's Johansson, Dobb, Bartolini, Garcia, Eckenbach and Hughes is in 6th place. So America have got one rider in the top 6 and Pastrana way down at the back. So here comes Dobb. Dobb's having a look. Dobb's having a look. He's going through. Showing no mercy to the 500 regular Penny Johansson, who was 2nd in the world last year, has dropped to 3rd for next year. Oh, and look at Hughes. Oh, so lucky to save that. Well, we saw Pastrana do the same on the 1-2-5. These Americans have come here, I think, blessed today. But Great Britain having to qualify in the last chance race. And oh, look at this. This is Bolle. Bolle on the 500. Well, he's on the 250 Honda, but right in the open class, he's out. You saw the blood on his jersey. I think he's had a rock in the face. But just look at James Dobb. Johansson behind him, James Dobb. Remember, we keep saying it, he normally rides 1-2-5s. He's jumped onto this big 4-stroke. And he's going great guns. And Hughes is up to 3rd. Bartolini to 4th. Garcia is in 5th place. Oh, Eckenbach still down there in 6th. So England at the moment on 1 point. Sweden on 2, America on 3, and Dobb riding. And let's have a look at this now. We've got a pass on here because that was Hughes on Bartolini. Oh, and out goes Smets. Smets in trouble. The Belgium, he's got all sorts of problems this weekend. He injured his arm last week in the last Grand Prix in Switzerland. He's had all sorts of infection problems all week. Here's Langston, 67 from South Africa. His teammate Ryan Hunt on the 69 bike somewhere around the track at the moment. Well, Langston, of course, the World 125 champion. Here's Pascal to talk to Joel Smets.
Joel, we can imagine that it's terrible for you to stop in this first race.
I don't know what to say. I feel so bad. And I just realized I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready for this race. That week has been so difficult for me. I've taken so many medicaments and stuff and to get ready for this race, but physically maybe I could have done it, but mentally I was completely because I knew it was gonna be hard and shit. This is one of the worst experiences of my career.
So cruel luck then for the world #1 500 rider Joel Smets from Belgium. No chance of Belgium taking the Motocross of the Nations. However, we've got a right titanic scrap going on here. Number 4, Stefan Roncada there. And also number 10, the American, Travis Pastrana. There's your top 6 as we see them at the moment. Dobb, Johansson, Hughes, Bartolini, Garcia and Langston. So Ryan Hughes for the American. There's his teammate Pastrana, number 10, who you remember took a bit of a tumble at the start of this race. Has a lot to do, but the American keeping his head down. 33 on the 500 that leads that group. That's Miska Aaltonen, the Finnish rider. Miska on the Husqvarna. So the scraps are on right down through the field. Remember, 2 riders in each class. This is the Open and the 125 class. And remember now, in the Open class, they can ride either a 250 or up to a 500cc machine. And some of these 4-strokes are a little over 500, but that's why they call it an Open class. So a great battle going on here. As we look back to the front, there's the Brit, James Dobb. Remember, Dobb, a 125 rider, finished 2nd in the world class behind Grant Langston, also on a KTM. So Dobb on the 500 4-stroke KTM here. Hasn't ridden this bike too much, so he's having an absolute astounding performance. So there he is, the young man from Derbyshire in England, James Dobb, the British 125 champion, defending that title at the moment against the American Mike Brown in the UK. So Dobb having an Inspire ride here on this 520cc 4-stroke KTM. Maybe we're looking at James Dobb of the future. Maybe we'll see him move up to the Open class. He's been on 125s, he's ridden 250s, but never really got his teeth into the big bikes. But he's showing great here at the moment. So Dobb then, Peter Johansson for Sweden, back in 2nd place on the number 90 bike. Johansson also, of course, on the KTM. Teammate to Joel Smets, and we've seen Smets go out of this one carrying that injury that he picked up, and he said himself it's one of the worst days he's ever had. After all, these lads are representing their countries at this Motocross of the Nations. So Dobb well out in the lead at the moment. Now Ryan Hughes apparently looking a little bit further down the field. We haven't seen him. There he is. We just pick him up just as we say so. Hughes is beginning to close. Hughes is mounting a bit of a late charge. 3 there behind him, Bartolini. Andre Bartolini, the man who lost the #1 plate this year to the Belgian Joel Smets in the Open class. So there you go. Hughes up to 2nd, Bartolini to 3rd, Johansson down to 4th, Garcia first of the 125s. It's Langston, Reed, Macklinger, Alton, Roncada, Pastrana and Traversini, the Italian. So a really good scrap going on there between the 125 boys. So remember, the man that crosses the line first scores just 1 point. The man that comes home 2nd scores 2 points. So the lowest amount of points scored by the 2 riders in the race. Hughes it is then, the American, still with the Italian Bartolini right there behind him. So you've got the Honda, the 250 Honda of Ryan Hughes, along with the 426cc 4-stroke Yamaha of Bartolini. Look at Pastrana. Now that's Hughes' teammate. He's down in 11th on the 125. Hughes is 2nd. So that's 11 plus 13 points they'll score collectively between them. So America last won this championship back, I think, about 96, about 4 years ago. Prior to that, they dominated this Motocross of the Nations for many years until they were beaten by England. So making a bit of a comeback, the Americans. Hughes it is, the man that spent most of this year sidelined with a wrist injury, rides for the Pamo Honda squad in the 250 category. So Dobb Hughes, 6 seconds behind Dobb at the moment. Bartolini, Johansson, Garcia and Langston, 40 seconds behind the leader. Langston was from South Africa, the first of the 125 riders. So on to the last lap, and it's still the Brit, James Dobb. He's set this arena alight with this storming performance. Great Britain only just making it through by winning the repechage race. Dobb said that he was very disappointed. They felt they let the country down, but he's certainly making amends for it now. Here he is, and Hughes is beginning to close. Only 4 seconds, under 5 seconds. 4 seconds, 0.9 behind. So Hughes on an absolute stormer. I'm wondering whether Dobb has got a problem with the bike or whether he's just beginning to tire. And there is Hughes now, right behind the Englishman as they come up towards the finishing line. It's going to be Dobb, and Dobb's pulling up. Dobb's pulled up. I think the bike has quit. Well, what cruel luck for James Dobb. He led that race right up to the last corner of the last lap, and the bike, I think it stopped. But there's the winner, the American Ryan Hughes. Let's have a look at it now. Dobb goes wide. I think the bike stopped. I think it may have seized it. It could not have run out of fuel. It's definitely some sort of electrical or mechanical problem. But Hughes is celebrating. So he should. Dobb, well, upset. Here's Pascal talking to race 1 winner.
Ryan, before the race, maybe many people were thinking that you were the worst, not the best rider for the team US, but you proved that you can win this race. It's a great race.
Yeah, you know, I know I can. I perform under pressure, and I have a lot of pressure today. But I just tried to ride real smooth and fast, and everything came together. So I'm very happy.
What about this race? You were thinking it was possible to win till the last moment?
I didn't know. I thought Dobb was pretty far away, and then the last 2 laps I closed up. I said, "Oh shoot, maybe I can catch him and beat him." But I was just trying to ride a smooth, consistent race.
Well, smooth and consistent, certainly what he rode. So the USA 11 points then, and Italy, Great Britain, Australia, Germany, Spain and South Africa at the moment making up the top 7. Look at the points difference between 4th and 7th, just a couple. So all to race for in the next race. Finland then and Japan there, 9th, Czech Republic, Austria, Portugal, Denmark and Latvia. And you'll notice they've spelt it Japan. I'm sure our graphics man here today is having a bit of a celebration. Croatia, Ireland,